Hello, everybody. This is Karen Hansen and welcoming you to today's online version of Remembering the Past and Moving Forward. Today we have a very special episode for you. We are inviting back from way back a group of people from the cast of All My Children, Armed and Extremely Dangerous, which was a play, was talked about on the episode starring Mr. Emac. We have the cast. Originally, there were 12 members in the cast, that the precious members of the cast that were able to make it today. We've got Mr. Emac Baines. We call him Emac for short. We've got State Senator DonzellaJames, and we've got Miss Dottie Matthews of Chastity Dot Creations, and we've got Mr. Robert Denson. So, hey, everybody.
Hello there.
You guys doing all right?
Hi.
Oh my
Doing
goodness,
good.
my goodness gracious. Would you share with us why you tell us in your own words what this play was all about and why you wrote it? All My Children, Armed and Extremely Dangerous. Such a name. Why was that? What was the message?
The message was, well, I wrote the play. I saw what was going on, what was happening in the community, all over the country, various communities. And it was about drugs. And so many people were on drugs, on ice, on crack, cocaine, you name it. And now there's fentanyl. I think it's pronounced fentanyl. And which is say it's worse than all of those. But that's why I wrote the play, because I saw what was going on, how it's devastating our communities. Really devastating our communities and their minds and all that. So that's why I wrote it. And I thought it was a very productive play. We had fun doing it, but what's most important, we got the message out there, the message to the people.
Take me in your arms and follow me.
When you're doing things that you love doing, you don't really think about it. And, so you don't really see what other people see as they're viewing it, because you're just doing, this is what I do, and I do.
Exactly. So we're at that point of the round robin. Again, I am so very happy everybody came to join me for this episode / mini reunion. It is just awesome to see everybody. I'll be the last one, and then I'll close us out. Who would like to go first and tell us where you are now?
I'll go.
Okay.
All
right.
No problem with that. Well, I have done a movie called Don't Blow My High. It's out there on Tubi. Don't Blow My High. It's a role that I don't normally play, but I did it, and I did it. I had a major supporting role in that. And Don't Blow My High. Again, it's on Tubi and something else. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, and I'm also an author. I've written 3 books, of which 2 books that I'm promoting at this time. One of the books, this is my second book, called Dancing on Hot Sand, and it has been compared to Elin Harris's writings. I was challenged by someone out there who's been on Oprah to write this book, Dancing on Hot Sand. Again, it's been compared to Elin Harris. I'm like, okay, in fact, I'll try to, the late Elin Harris. And the second book, or this is a book, it's called Secret Doors, Hidden Tales. Secret Doors, Hidden Tales. It's a memoir about people that have been being about the individual, myself, and I'll just say, having been disenfranchised, marginalized, and abused. A lot of people don't know what I went through as a kid, and I found out that so many kids have gone through the same thing. They say, "Oh God, you put this in the book." Yes, I did. And how, but not just to stay there, but how to overcome. And I've been approached how to overcome all of the things, that atrocities that happen in life being younger. And so how to overcome all of that. So again, this is Secret Doors, Hidden Tales. It's people love it, and I've been told that they want to make a movie out of it. I'm like, okay. So it's a very good book. So Secret Doors, Hidden Tales, and guess what? It's available on Amazon.
I was just going to ask you, can we get it on Amazon? Great.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. So Secret Doors, Hidden Tales, both of them are on Amazon actually. So you can go right there, get the book. And so that's what I've been up to. I've been writing a fourth book now. I can't talk about it, but it's I've already been told it covers a plethora of subjects.
Mm.
Give people something to think about. So anyway, that's all I can say about it right now. And that's it. So, and I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to help me to form me into what I am today, to become a writer. I love writing. Don't ask me to act again, but I love writing.
Now, is it
and
under Emac or Edgar Baines?
Okay, you can find me on social media. Instagram, E_McLeod. That's MCLEOD _Baines, BAINES. So there's E_McLeod. That's like Mary McLeod Bethune. She spells it the same way. MCLEOD _Baines, BAINES.
Yeah, but on Amazon, because see,
Amazon, same thing. Amazon, same thing.
Same thing. Okay,
That's
because
the name of that's the title that's under the book. E. McLeod Baines.
okay, we're looking for new books to add. As a matter of fact, that's what I have to do this evening. I have a book club meeting at 7:00.
Okay.
And we do one book a month. And so I would definitely look into that and, look at and recommend the book for book club.
Appreciate that. And I think, and I know your people, whoever, they will appreciate that, but particularly the Secret Doors, Hidden Tales, because they'll find it's very encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Like the plays we did, they were all encouraging. I tried to give some people something to think about, encourage my soul, change their life. And this is what this book does. Both books are good, but this one in particularly, Secret Doors, Hidden Tales, that is the big seller.
All right, I'm going to order them then.
awesome.
Okay, both of them are good though. You might get both of them.
Well, I'm going to get both, and then I'm going to, I may recommend both for the book club, and everybody can purchase it.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Dottie, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I've been out of theater for oh gosh, ever since the last time I've done some theater beyond us, as a group. I wrote and produced and directed a play called Memoirs from Mama's Kitchen, and that was performed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, at the Whole World Theater, and that turned out to be really good. In fact, one of the actors from the movie Ray came there to see it. He was his name is Harry Lennox. Y'all remember Harry Lennox from the Five Heartbeats?
Right.
And he came out to see the play, and because he had a student that was one of my actors. And he performed in it, so we hung out with him for a while, But since then, that was in 2007. So since then, I've been kind of out of the loop in the theater world. And then one day, I was looking at YouTube and I got hooked on Cricut. And Cricut is a cutting machine that cuts designs out of vinyl. So I started bags. So I started from there, started using cuttings from my Cricut machine, creating different designs from, making designs. And then I got into sewing. which is something that I always wanted to do because I used to sew back in high school. So I started my business, which is now Chassis Dot Creations. I created this, my logo. This was from my coloring days. And so this is the design that I made. And this is my logo. And now I have I just finished doing a video on on social media. I have about 7 or 8 videos on YouTube.
What's your YouTube channel?
Huh?
What is your YouTube channel?
It's you can go you can find me at either Dia Matthews or go to Chassis Dot Creations. That's where you'll see all the videos. Yeah, just go to Chassis Dot Creations
on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Okay, all
and
right.
Since then, I did I did a bag for the Senator Cory Booker's aunt. I did one for her.
Oh,
and
awesome.
I also did a bag for Jovita Moore before she died.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I also did expos at the Ultimate Women's Expo in Atlanta, and also several pop-up events. So
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
And so we've got 2 more. Robert, you want to
Yeah,
go
I'll
next?
go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save the star for last.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I moved from Atlanta and I moved to Cleveland, Ohio. I've been here now for 24 years, and I've been working for Progressive Insurance in mid-management, which I actually enjoy. I was working for an insurance company when I was in Atlanta, so I was here, and I'm here doing the same thing. I still work because I work from home, and I've been working from home for 13 years. So it's like, why bother to retire when I just get up and go upstairs in my office and I'm at work and stuff. So I basically still am working, even though I am past retirement age. As a matter of fact, I just had a birthday yesterday.
Happy
And
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday to
thank you. Yeah, 72.
Amen.
All right. Amen.
Yeah. So like I said, I sing sporadically now. If there's a wedding or a funeral or some special event, I might go and sing. I just kind of did not get into the arts that heavily when I moved here. I think because I had a different mission. And so when I built my house in 2007, I became a foster parent shortly after that.
Wow.
So I've been doing foster care with teenage boys between the ages of 13 and 18 for about the last, 12, 13 years. And that's been extremely rewarding because I'm seeing the results of what that play was talking about and forewarning us as I go through these different kids that I have to work with and the stories that they tell. I mean, you can sit there and have an 8-year-old child talk to you about how they used to have to go out and steal fruit because they didn't have any food because the mama was strung out on drugs. The daddy is locked up in jail. And an 8-year-old kid had to go out and steal dinner for his 6 and 5-year-old siblings. And listening to these kids tell these stories, they go from 8 to 25 in a matter of seconds because it's all of a sudden like you're talking to a grown person because of the experiences they've had to go through at such a young age and stuff, And I've had a wide range of children to deal with. I've had gangbangers that were members of the Crips, and that they've done everything you name it under the sun. They've done it, but they came into my home. I had one kid. He was a member of a gang. He had cut school for 42 days prior to coming to my house. He was 14 years old, and he was getting straight F's in school, and he came to my house and stayed, and within 10 weeks he was getting nothing but A's, B's, and C's, and he never cut a day of school. And so I found out in this, in doing this particular work, is one of the things that these kids really are looking for is security and love. And they changed their whole MO. Once they feel a sense of security, they will conform because they're looking for those restrictions. that they fight against. They're really looking for it. But if they're in an environment where it's not being offered, then of course the sky's the limit for them to act stupid and foolish and stuff. So I guess that was my trade-off for going, back to do the arts and stuff. And I had a wonderful run in the artistic arena, and like I said, I still sing sporadically. I'm gonna be just doing something in October in Nashville, but this probably is something that I thought was a little bit more important. So that's why I just kind of steered away from doing that. And I loved the experiences that I had. I did, a lot of work all across the country, just not only with, the ensemble at Ben Hill, but just in general and stuff. So I got a lot of memories,
Awesome.
And so that's really basically what I'm doing, and traveling and enjoying life, so that's
All right. Awesome. That's awesome. And word over here to Mr. Senator DonzellaJames.
Oh my.
Yes.
Where are you
Yes.
these days? I know that you got a lot, but just tell us in a snippet.
What year was that play?
Let's not do that.
We don't know. We don't know. Keep going.
Ooh, let's not do that. That was a long.
I know.
That was probably around what, 80s?
So what are you doing now? We don't want to say what year.
So what are you doing now, and what are you doing for the future?
Right.
Okay,
We
well,
don't
let
want to
me
say what
say a lot has changed in my life. Of course, back then I was probably working, and we had a store, and my late husband Elmo was healthy and running the Peachtree Road race every year and playing tennis and golf. But he got sick, and for 13 years he had kidney failure. And we had already lost our son Kerry to a drunk driver when he was a senior at Westlake.
Yeah,
so
we
went through a lot. Yeah, we went through a lot, but he fought the good fight. Elmo did, and he's not hurting anymore. He ended up losing one of his legs to diabetes, and he was in a wheelchair. And I think he couldn't run anymore. He couldn't do anything. So he wanted to just go on to heaven. And so for 10 years, I was a widow and just trying to help everyone in the Senate. Brian got married, and I have 2 grandchildren with him, and they 2 boys. His son just graduated from high school. They live in my district, so they can vote for me. And I've been in office for a long time. I got elected in the 90s, and I served for 8 years, and I was talked into running for Congress, and I only got 46.9% of the vote, which was good, but it wasn't good enough. So I was still in office, but I got a call from the United Nations, and I ended up going to New York, and they asked me to serve on a peace committee, and I started traveling the world. I went to over 70 countries.
Take me with you.
Relationships, I still have relationships with them, but Elmo was getting so sick, and I didn't want to keep leaving him here in Atlanta. So after 8 years of, traveling the world and doing more than I would have been able to do in Congress, because I met with prime ministers, presidents, diplomats on every level. And I was usually the only woman, and definitely the only African-American woman. And so, I got a chance to just learn so much. And if it had not been for this group, all of you, and making me learn these lines, and get out in front of everyone, I probably would have been lost. I would not have continued that trail. But I had to write my own speeches, and I memorized them.
There you go.
I told y'all she was a star.
Y'all equipped me. You helped me to do this, and it kept me really just involved with the people and all of the issues, not just issues right here in this world, but all over. And human trafficking and drugs is something that's mutual to all the nations now. And so I continued. I started out front with that and passed bills in Georgia back in the 90s. And then I left, I told you, in 2002 when I didn't win the Senate, the congressional seat. So David Scott won, and to God be the glory, because I was glad to have a break. I had been there over 8 years. So I ended up when I came back, Kasim Reed was getting ready to run for Congress, for us mayor, excuse me. And he and others said, you should come and run for the state Senate again. We need you. And I had just gotten back, and I was content with helping everyone and working in the school system, because I went to Atlanta Public Schools for a quick minute. And next thing I know, I'm putting my name on the ballot, because at first I said, no, been there, done that. But then I realized traveling the world, I had learned so much. And I saw so many things that we don't do that other countries do that's really great. So I said, maybe I can share. So I did go back. I ran. But when I decided to run, because I told them no, I wasn't going to run, and 13 people got in the race. Said, oh my God, it was going to fulfill Kasim Reed's vacated seat. So I ended up winning without a runoff. So I said, another thing, we prayed all the time together. Amen. And we loved the Lord. God was in charge. Yes. I said, it wasn't me. It was God that took me back. And once I got there, I passed probably 400 bills, more than anybody in the history of the legislature. I'm still there. But other than that, I'm still going everywhere. Just got back from my first year anniversary from Puerto Rico.
I gotta say, Donzella, next time you take a trip, you can take me with you if you want. Tell your husband I'll watch after you.
And just a quick flashback too, guys. Who would have thought that back in the day, when Kasim Reed was in the youth choir that I was directing, would have been mayor of Atlanta? Isn't that something?
Isn't that something? Oh my God.
Yeah, he was such a little quiet teenage boy during that time.
Wow. You was in the majestic choir?
No, he was in the youth choir.
The youth choir? Oh my
When I was directing the youth choir, he was in the youth choir. Yeah.
Well, Karen?
Yes.
Are you going to talk about yourself?
Yes, thank you. Well, as I shared, I'm going to just tell a little bit about myself. And where I plan to be going is, well, this series, Remembering the Past and Moving Forward, came out of me reaching back to the series of online interactive TV shows that I helped produce a while back, and it was called NRV-TV at the time, and inviting people from those shows to come back, thus the interview with EMAC. And these days, what I'm doing is, because I went to the Georgia Film Academy to take my whole business to another level, and some of the services that I provide is video editing. I am an editor. I use
and a good one.
Thank you.
Yes.
I use Avid Media Composer, which is one of the film standards in editing software, and I'm a certified user of Avid Media Composer with Avid. I also offer other media services such as promotional videos, editing of short films, some graphic design, if needed. I don't do too much of that, and some website design, just a little bit, and depending on the client. And coaching, for example, if somebody wants to learn how to set up a home studio, I can show different things like that, because I also have some technical skills which I bring to the table. I also do event and landscape photography, which I'm touching into, and I edit those and try to polish them up and give people a professional photo so they can have that. So I do hope there's some people out there who need these services. I can be reached through my website, which is www.donzellajamescom. www.newroadsvideo.com. And I look forward to hearing from you if you need any services. So we do have to wrap up this show today, guys. I thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
To all of
Thank
the
you.
cast for this mini reunion and the opportunity to see everybody. I'm going to switch to gallery mode so we can see everybody. Hugs. Virtual
Yes.
hugs.
And don't forget to send those video clips.
I will definitely do
Okay.
that.
Thank
So,
you. It's great to see everybody.
So to our listening audience, please stay tuned. There will be more episodes coming of Remembering the Past and Moving Forward. Make it a great day.